What inspired you and JC with the Inflatable twins?
At IAAPA, it's not people out in the field mainly there. It's the owners of the company. These people that have been in the industry for 10, 15 years have never seen our techniques.
You have done some collaborations. How has that impacted your business?
We come at it from both perspectives. Your website on point, your SEO on point, your marketing on point, your social media presence on point.
Essential tips that you would give to somebody starting out in the inflatable industry.
People ask, why do you go to IAAPA? But at the after parties, operators together. I mean, there's this stigma that we need to be enemies. We need to build allies.
Hey everybody, this is Kayla with JumpOrange Inflatables, back again with the Party Rental Podcast. Today I have a very special guest. I'm here with Jason from Bounce Right Back Party Rentals, and today we're just going to be talking a little bit about Jason's journey through the party rental industry since he started in 2021. Jason also has a big voice. He's provided a lot of helpful information so far to other operators and has done some collaborative efforts to just provide some good improvements in the industry. And I think Jason's going to give us some really good insight today. So hello, Jason. Thank you for being here.
Hello, Kayla. Thank you for having me. Finally, you tracked me down and we got in here.
Yes, we've been trying to do this for a bit.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
All right. So you started in 2021 with Bounce Right Back Party Rentals. So tell us a little bit about when you really had that moment of knowing that your business was growing and getting to the point where you wanted it.
At the time, I also had a secondary business that I was doing before inflatables, kind of fell into inflatables by mistake. That's a whole nother story. I owned a pool company at the time, and I was starting to run into a lot of scheduling issues. Rentals would pop up randomly that I needed to go take care of, which I had to put the pool business off to the side. So me and my wife definitely finally sat down one day and said, which one of these two is really what we want to move forward with, because obviously we can't be halfway in on both.
Right.
So we sat down, we did the numbers, and it was far and beyond obvious that we need to venture down this inflatable path. And that was really the moment in time in which I said, it's time to be serious about this and actually move forward with it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you feel like the business knowledge from your previous venture kind of helped you like get started in the inflatable industry, or was it like totally completely different ballgame?
I mean, of course. I mean, it's like any other business that you own. You know, you learn your customer service. You know, you learn your efficiency in getting whatever it is that you need to get accomplished, whether it's cleaning a pool or putting in some equipment or blowing up a 24-foot water slide. There's always a procedure and SOP, standard operating procedure that should be followed to try to make everything as efficient as possible.
Yes.
And definitely that is something that's learned from all walks of life. It doesn't have to be a labor intensive business. It could be in the customer service or in the clothing industry or something like that. Right. It's all about providing that proper service.
Exactly. The core foundation of it is all comes down to customer service at the end of the day. If you don't have that charm and that charisma to offer to the people who not only that, but just giving them the best experience that they possibly could have, it's like such a special day no matter what it is that they're renting for. So you want to really make sure that you're coming through on that. So
and that's the balance that you have to keep within yourself, and the experience from doing it through the longevity is that you learn that these are very special days for these people. And that is something that you definitely have to hold into consideration, but also don't put yourself at a detriment just, to try to appease someone that might be a little bit unreasonable.
Of course, keeping the balance no matter what to make sure the business, stays on track.
Definitely. Got to get that money on.
Always. Always. All right. So you also have started to be a little bit more prevalent in the industry, showing face on social media, at trade shows and everything like that. And you started a duo with JC. Shout out to JC.
Shout out.
With the Inflatable twins. So tell us a little bit about why and what inspired you and JC to do this.
To be 100% honest, the catalyst of Inflatable twins was, I think it was 2 IAAPAs ago. It rained the whole time we were there. There was a ton of inflatables outside that were getting rained on. With our nuance knowledge of being in this environment and having to deal with rained on, waterlogged units.
Typical Florida experience.
Typical Florida weather. It shone the light that everyone we came into contact to, that we helped roll things up. Shout out to Mike Bissell, who had half of the stuff that was out there that we helped. He was out there rolling with us too. Everybody. And you have to understand that at IAAPA, it's not people out in the field mainly there. It's the owners of the company. And it kind of took us aback to realize that these people that have been in the industry for 10, 15 years have never seen our techniques and our efficiency techniques that we put into it. And JC looked at me, I looked at him. I said, there's definitely time for us to put those videos out there. I mean, there are plenty of other videos that are out there that are great, but they bring you to a certain point. There isn't nuance for that intermediate to experienced operator that's moving from the 1 to 5 rentals a weekend to the 10, 15, 20, where you need to have those speed techniques and proper rolling techniques, because those things are what are going to get your business to run more efficiently, fit more things in a unit, into a trailer, right, because they're rolled up better. You can pick up more stops. You can put more on on one route heading in one direction. Also, saving the morale of the employees that you have by showing them the easy way to do it. Not saying it's the best way. There's tons of different ways, and we welcome everyone to show us those ways, because we would like to adopt that standard of the best possible way that we could do it. Not saying that ours is, it's just in our experience, in our rental circumstances, this is what worked for us.
Right.
And it was obvious that people that were out there in other circumstances that have been in the industry for periods of time had never experienced the way that we did things. And they were very intrigued, and the rest is history.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And I think that, who knows better, as to what type of advice and information the industry needs than somebody who's out there every single day.
And that, I think, is what really sets us apart, is because we're still on that interface of the owner and the operator. Yeah. So we come at it from both perspectives, not just getting the job done, but also getting the job done in a costly manner.
Yeah.
Can't spend an hour everywhere.
Exactly.
It has to be a little bit more efficient. And like I said, the SOPs, standard operating procedures, is what we're trying to implement everywhere, so that, there's a baseline and you put whatever nuances on top for your particular rental circumstance.
Right, exactly. It starts with like a core of very strong values, and like you said, SOP, where you're following a very strict guideline when it comes to your business and not straying from that. And I feel like being able to provide people who are getting started, and even, have maybe been in the industry but didn't have that resource when they were getting started, to be able to give that to them at whatever point they are in their business is really like key to being able to scale, because, you could have been missing out on profit or time or whatever, the case may have been, because of the way that you were doing things. So, it's who better than to show you than somebody who's been able to scale, but is also still in the field working and being able to see what they can do better day to day as well. So that's great.
100%. And people ask, why do you go to IAAPA and all of these types of trade shows? This is why we go, is for that nuance experience, not necessarily at the show, but at the after parties, at the events that we are throwing, that JO is throwing, that numerous other, venues are throwing, is to get operators together. There's this stigma that we need to be enemies, we need to be competitors. Right. You need to build allies. There's enough food out there for everyone. Yes. I'm in a rental circumstance where there are easily 100 inflatable companies in my county. And there's no way that I'm going to expect that I'm going to be able to put an inflatable in everyone's house. Right. So why not build up relationships? I collaborate with plenty of companies in my industry that I don't have certain things that they may have, that we come together and we throw events, so on and so forth. Allies, guys, not enemies. Definitely.
I see a lot of that. I think I see a lot of that in the community, and I really do enjoy that about being in this industry. Is there's a lot of humility. I think that people are really there for each other, and it only makes everybody's business thrive even more, because not only, not that it's a give and take, but, let's say that you're able to give something to somebody who doesn't have something, for a rental one weekend, and, they just give the word of mouth. It's just, one little mention of the business that can really get you 5 new renters. It's really 5 new clients. I think it's a great way to scale is community. It's always about community.
Even if it's just another perspective that, an old head or a new person into the industry has never thought of.
Right.
We have, I'm in a group, shout to the Panda Pack, where we speak to each other. It's operators at all different levels, and we, bounce ideas off of each other. We sit there and we're in the similar circumstance, so we understand each other's, trials and all the tribulations that come with the industry. So bounce ideas. It's our therapy session of inflatable operators.
That's great.
And I mean, I feel like that's what Inflatable Twins was based off of. Also, we want to try to get some industry standards to try to, eliminate some of the foolishness that's also out there.
Yeah, and I definitely see that. I think that, the continued collaborations will try to help weed that out as people are able to learn and see from strong individuals and business owners, operators, how and the most safest ways to operate your business. Because at the end of the day, we're putting people and their children and everything on this equipment. So we want to make sure that we're doing it to the highest standard of safety at all times, of course. So I think that the collaboration only solidifies that and just really make sure that everybody continues doing business in the best, safest way. And, while being positive and, at the end of the year when we all convene for trade shows and everything, it just continues. We're able to have fun, not only have fun, but still
celebration of the industry.
Exactly. So it's great. So kind of tying into that, you have done some collaborations with other innovators and manufacturers in the industry. How has that impacted your business, and why did you decide to take that as a step?
You want to be as knowledgeable about something that you're putting all of this effort in as you possibly can. So the more people and the more perspectives that you could come at it from, the better. So to get in with your manufacturers or your representative at that particular manufacturer and find out things, why they're doing things, why are certain things like this, like ask questions. In your particular rental circumstance, it's all about, nuance. So you want to make sure that what you're putting out there as a product is the best possible scenario for your situation. I collaborate with Rolls all the time. That's because I'm mainly a solo operator. So I need an electric dolly to be able to help me to move that 500, 600 pound water slide, especially in my rental circumstance, because everywhere I go, there's a 38-inch gate that I need to go through no matter how big the yard is. So these are reasonings why I, collaborate with all of these other companies, as well as marketing companies, as well as, JO, and diversify your inventory. That's why you don't see me pushing one particular manufacturer, even though JO is the best. The ROI on JO is unbeatable. But so you want to diversify the things that you have in your inventory. That's why you collaborate, and it's perspectives from different perspectives that you can implement why things cost so much for marketing or why an inflatable costs so much, because now you have a better understanding of what all goes into that, what all is involved. And the hot topic nowadays is tariffs. I mean, it's a scary idea, but these are things that have been happening, that will continue to happen, and you need to better prepare yourselves for these types of situations.
Right.
And you're only going to get that insight from, a representative of a manufacturer. Those aren't things that we're thinking about as operators that are coming down the pipeline. So build those relationships and be that expert in your industry as much as you possibly can. Yes, we pay other people to take care of things for you because you can't do everything, but you need to be somewhat knowledgeable about the things that you're paying for.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, but you're able to kind of just give out those referrals too all the time with a backing that to you is secure.
Yes.
You've experienced this product,
100%.
you've served this product, and you're able to really vouch for what it does for you and for your business, its effectiveness. So I think that the collaborations, again, they're great, and everything is genuine when you're actually using these products for your business on a day-to-day basis.
You couldn't have hit it more on the head, Kayla. It's about having the actual knowledge of what it is that you're experiencing. Can't talk about something that you know nothing about.
Right.
Have a JO unit, touch it, feel it, put it out there for years, rent it, and then have an opinion on it.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. So kind of tying everything together and bringing this podcast to a close.
Oh, no.
What are some essential tips that you would give to somebody starting out in the inflatable industry?
I have a saying, put your tools in place. What I mean by that is all the tools. Don't just have one wrench. You also need that screwdriver. You also need those channel locks. You also need all those tools in your toolbox. And by what I mean by that is your website on point. your SEO on point, your advertising, your marketing on point, your social media presence on point. There are plenty of people out there that you can pay to take care of these things for you, but you also need to do your part. No, there's nothing that you're going to pay for that you're not going to have to also put your effort into as well.
Absolutely.
Whether it's posting on your Google My Business, every rental, take a picture and do your part and post on there. That's only going to grow your presence. Two things that are going to help grow your business is visibility and options. We pay for people to come to our website, so we want to try to capture all those people that we paid for. Have the options for them. Don't be scared to buy that extra unit to have that other option that might capture somebody. Also, listen to what your business is telling you. It's not about what we like as operators. It's about what is renting in your circumstance. Right. If you have a unit that is out every weekend, out every Sunday, every Saturday, you're flipping it, buy a duplicate or buy something that is very similar that could be mistaken for or in an emergency could be replaced for. Or like I said, the customer, this one is not available, but this one is almost the same, but it is available.
Yes.
Capture those customers that you are paying for. But once again, it's about all the tools in the toolbox. For me, it's the electric dolly, it's the Google ads, it's the retargeting ads, it's my SEO, and it's my social media presence. That's what is my formula to success, as well as exemplary customer service, and that is the basis of everything. Customer service. I can't say it again, Kayla. Customer service.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same for us here at Jump Orange. That's definitely, again, our main focus all the time is, for no matter what the circumstances, that we can resolve and make sure you're happy at the end of the day, provide you an exemplary product that's going to continue to make you money and make your customers happy. And I think that, again, that's why the community and the collaboration, again, is so important, because without all of those things culminating together, you're not going to be able to really host the environment of that party.
I just got the chills.
You have to allow it to come together by being somebody who's not afraid to ask for help, being somebody who's not afraid to go to your neighbor, or, even be that helping hand in times when other people are in need. It really is going to scale you up and just, again, only build a community to allow innovators to make more amazing products, make better electric dollies, make more solid, more lightweight units. And I think that people like you are really setting the standard for that. So I thank you a lot, Jason.
It's not just us. It's you guys actually accepting us as the operator into your manufacturer world. You understand? That is the most pivotal relationship that we should have. You guys are directly supplying what we need, and we are directly going to be able to now express what we need on our end, because not everything is in a perfect scenario. So the more nuance that we can learn from each other, make a better unit, make the rental easier, less pitfalls or things that could possibly go wrong, or injury or things of that nature. That'll only drive the price down, and as well as drive the price up as far as to making of money on everybody's behalf. And I appreciate you guys for allowing me, JC, people like Jana as well to, collaborate with the industry to make sure that we can have that understanding between the two of us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think transparency, togetherness.
100%.
You guys are the ones that keep everything going and inspire not only people to get started in the business as well, but already operating business owners to do better. So I think that that ties in an amazing episode, Jason. I think that you really, really hit it on the head with a lot of important points. And I really thank you a lot for being here today. So
thank you, Kayla.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next episode of the Party Rental Podcast with Jump Orange. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Check us out on YouTube, Inflatable Twins. Shout out to JC. Shout out to Rosal. We'll see you guys.